Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to join me. I'm so excited to meet you all from wherever you are in the world. My name is Elyse Hanselman, and I am in the United States. I live right outside of Detroit, Michigan, and I am here to talk to you today about a class that I call Medicine Cabinet Makeover, and specifically talk to you about really awesome natural solutions that you can use in your home to help you with various health concerns that you may have. So, just a little bit about me and how I got started in my health journey. I was living in California at the time, and I had a stomach issue that was undiagnosed for about 3 years. And it was really affecting my life. I had tons of symptoms. I was missing a lot of work. I was in a lot of pain, and the doctors could just not figure out what was wrong with me. And so they just kept putting me on a lot of different medications and antibiotics and all these things. And I knew I just didn't want to take them long term. And I knew I needed to figure out what was going on with my body. So I started down this path of trying to find natural solutions. And because I was in California, it's a very health conscious area, and a lot of people recommended essential oils. So I went to my local health food stores, and I'm not exaggerating. I had a cabinet full of like 12 different brands of all these different essential oils. And I had a horrible experience with them. Some of them gave me headaches, some of them gave me rashes, and none of them helped me with my stomach issue. So I was pretty much sworn off of essential oils at that time. Then what happened was someone who I work with, my boss actually, she knew my story. She knew I had tried all these oils. And she said, listen, I just got introduced to this brand of essential oils called doTERRA. I think they're really different, and I want you to try this one for your stomach problems. And I said, okay, what's one more? So I tried this little oil called Digestem, and I rubbed it on my stomach. And for the first time in 3 years, my symptoms went away for most of the day. And I was like, well, that's a coincidence. That's placebo effect. And so I used it again, and I used it again. And to this day, fast forward 5 years later, whatever was going on with my stomach, I did not no longer have those issues. And so that's what led me down the path of, why did this brand doTERRA work so amazing, and all these other brands I tried, I had a horrible experience with. And once I dove down the path of trying to see the difference between all these oil companies, I was completely blown away by what I found. And it led me to quit my full-time job and educate people full-time on how essential oils can help their life and their health issues, and why doTERRA is so different. So this class, my goal is just to empower people. I want them to know that you have other options besides just our modern healthcare. So I just really want to empower people to take control of their mental health, their physical health, and their financial health, and to become whole, right? And so in this class, I'm going to teach you 3 cool things that I think about essential oils. I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can use them. And then if you ever want to get started with them now or in the future, I will show you how to get them in your home. So before I jump into these 3 cool things about essential oils, I distinctly remember the day that I was sitting, and I was like, you know what? I'm using all these oils. I fell in love with doTERRA, but I don't even understand what an essential oil is. I didn't know what it was exactly. So now I make sure to tell all of you. Essential oils are these little microscopic sacs. They sit on all different parts of the plant. So they can be found in the roots, in the stems, the leaves, seeds, in the rind of the fruit, all different parts of the plant. And what they do is they act as part of the plant's immune system. So what they're basically the smelly part of the plant. So if you walk through like a rose garden and you're smelling the roses, you're actually smelling the essential oil. And so what these smells do is they help attract things that are beneficial to the plants. So say they need pollinators or animals that are beneficial. They actually can also produce scents that ward off predators or things that may be harmful to the plants. If a plant were to get like a disease or a fungus, it starts to produce these essential oils to help nurse it back to health. So what we do is we sustainably and ethically extract some of these essential oils from the plant without harming it, and then we can use them for our own health benefits. So the first cool thing that I think about essential oils is that they're 100% natural and safe. There's no side effects, there's no addictions. You guys, these are safe for babies, for pregnant women. I was using essential oils for both of my pregnancies. You can use these on elderly, people on medications. These are completely safe. The other cool thing is that, let me jump into this really quick. I get asked a lot of questions all the time, right? Because before I found essential oils, I used to use a lot of herbs. And I get asked a lot, like, what is the difference between an essential oil and an herb? So essential oils are very concentrated. They're very potent. So one drop of essential oil, let's talk about peppermint. One drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to about 28 cups of peppermint tea. So a little bit goes a really long way. So essential oils on average are about 50 to 70 times stronger than herbs. So I would much rather have one drop of peppermint in my tea than have to drink 28 cups to get the same health benefits. So now let's talk just for a second about doTERRA. doTERRA is very different than any other company that you may find. They just do so many things that raise the bar. The essential oil industry is in the natural medicine realm. So there's not a lot of regulation. There's not a lot of government bodies ensuring that companies are doing what they're supposed to. And marketing is kind of like a free-for-all. So unfortunately, if you go to the store like I did 5 years ago and buy these bottles of oil, or from Amazon or from wherever, and these bottles say 100% pure or organic or 100% natural, over 90% of essential oils sold around the world are actually full of synthetics, or they're adulterated, and they're bad for your body and not helping you. So that is truly why I decided to educate people on the difference of the store-bought oil you may buy versus a company like doTERRA. So I'm actually going to show you a little video shortly that talks a little bit more about why doTERRA. But the things that I want to point out that really stuck with me is that on every bottle of oil, which you might not see it in my video, but there is a little 4 letters that say CPTG. And that stands for Certified Pure Tested Grade. And doTERRA created this level of standard with our oils because there was none when doTERRA was formed 13 years ago. So what that Certified Pure Tested Grade little sticker means is that these are completely pure. There's no additives, there's no dilution, there's nothing in the bottle of oil except the pure essential oil. They are the most tested and most trusted in the entire world, which is why they're the #1 essential oil company. The other thing they do, besides 54 different tests on their bottle of oil to ensure the potency and the purity, is that they only harvest, grow, and care for the plants where they're native to. So our plants are actually, and our farms are all over the entire world. So for example, we get our Indian sandalwood from India. We get our tea tree oil from Australia. We get our vetiver oil from Haiti. We get our oils from all over the world, Nepal, Mexico, here in the United States, we get our peppermint. So when a plant is grown in its native environment, it's always going to have the highest therapeutic value that it can have, right? So you can actually use these medicinally. doTERRA has research partnerships with over 200 different universities like Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Roseman Institute. We have an entire cancer oncology center for integrative oncology care in Kentucky at St. Elizabeth's Healthcare Center. I mean, these are used in hospitals and medical centers all over the world. So these aren't just your smell good. doTERRAs are actually for medicinal use. So let's talk for a second about peppermint, since I brought it up. Peppermint I love because it's such a universal oil. You can use it for so many things. So some of the things that are most used for with peppermint are for any sort of head tension. So if you're having any of that occasional headache or migraine, you can go ahead and use peppermint and do 1 or 2 drops and put it on the back of your neck, your temples. You can also use it for any sort of nausea or upset stomach. It's great for sore muscles and muscle tension. It also is great at opening up your airways and helping promote some clear breathing. And it can cool down your core body temperature. So if my daughters are feeling under the weather and they have an elevated body temperature, I just rub peppermint down their spine and it helps kind of cool them down. So that's the first cool thing about doTERRA essential oils, is that they're 100% natural and 100% safe. The second cool thing about doTERRA's essential oils is how effective they are. Our oils can be more effective than modern approaches that we have to health problems. And essential oils can actually permeate the cell membrane. And I want to tell you why this is important. If you look at that picture on my screen about the cell, all of our cells have an oily cell membrane that kind of protect and are around the cell. When you get a bacterial infection, if you see that little purple blob on the outside of the cell, that's a bacterial infection. Bacteria lives on the outside of the cell. When you get diagnosed with a viral infection, viruses live on the inside of the cell. That's that little orange virus on the inside. And because most of our medicines are water-based, water and oil don't mix. So a water-based medicine cannot penetrate that oily cell membrane and actually get to a virus. That's why when you go to the doctor and you have a viral infection, they're always like, sleep it off. There's nothing we can do. That is why. So when you get diagnosed with something like a viral infection or bacterial, essential oils are amazing for this because they can actually get to the virus and stop it from duplicating. So this is where I pull out one of our most famous oils. It's one of the most researched essential oils on earth. It's called Onguard. This is our protective blend. And I use this anytime I'm starting to feel under the weather. If I'm trying to be preventative to boost my immune system, I use it. It's amazing for sore throat. You can just put some in some water or down your throat and gargle it. And I clean everything with it because it can help eliminate all of those germs and bacteria. So this is the one that's being used a ton in different healthcare settings, and a really amazing one to have on hand. Actually, they have had such amazing success with the immune boosting properties of Onguard that they actually have an entire line of Onguard infused products, like different toothpaste and laundry soap. And so it's a really great essential oil. The third really cool thing about essential oils is how affordable that they are. And I know everyone is all over the world and everyone has different healthcare systems, but in the United States, most of us have insurance, right? And so you have to pay a copay to go to the doctor. If your children are sick, you have to leave work and go, use your gas money and your time and pay the copay, and then go to the other pharmacy and pay another copay. And it's just a whole big process, right? With doTERRA, having these tools at home to help you when different health issues pop up is completely life-changing. And I do want to let people know, like, I'm not against doctors or Western medicine by any means. I'm so thankful for our Western medicine. I just think that there's so many things that we can help with at home naturally first, and using natural things as our first line of defense before having to run to the doctor for every little thing, right? So remember how I talked about how strong that these essential oils are? So because they're so strong, we're only using 1 or 2 drops at a time. You can do that every few hours, but you don't need more than that. And so let me give you an example about my oldest daughter, who is just turned 5. In the first 3 years of her life, she had about 4 ear infections. And every time that happened, instead of me missing work and having to go to the doctor and do all those things, all I did was do a drop of lavender and a drop of tea tree oil, and I would rub them around her ears and kind of down her jawline. And every time I did that, it was able to knock out her ear infection. And her pediatrician who has saw what these oils did. Now she has dove into doTERRA and recommends them to her patients because she was so blown away that we were able to take care of that problem at home. And her ear infection cost me about 64 cents. Lavender breaks down to, I think it's about 12 cents a drop. And tea tree is about 8 cents a drop. They're about actually the same. And so when you're only using 1 to 2 drops at a time, it's pennies per dose for all these different health issues. So these essential oils have saved me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year in medical costs. So I tell people you can't afford to not have essential oils for the amount of money that they save you. So now just to show you the lavender, since we brought it up, it's really great for calming. It's calming to the mind. It's calming to the skin. It's also a really great antihistamine. So if you deal with those seasonal allergies, lavender is part of our allergy blend. But lavender is great for like skin irritation. So anything that's irritating the skin, diaper rash, bug bites, scrapes or bruises, anything red, irritated, itchy, you're going to use lavender for that. Tea tree oil, this is the oil, how I remember it, is the oil for everything gross. So for example, if you have canker sores or cold sores or acne or dandruff or any of those things that you'd be like, ew, that's gross, you're going to use tea tree for that. It has a lot of antifungal properties. So pretty much anything skin-wise that pops up, you're going to be using these two together, are really great for the skin because tea tree fights off any infections and helps with the yucky stuff, and lavender helps calm it down. So here's just a super quick little video that talks a little bit more about why I decided to align myself with doTERRA and what they're doing around the world.
Essential oils are everywhere. You see them for sale online, in social media, on Amazon, even the grocery store shelf. But you have to ask yourself, was it ethically and sustainably sourced, and are they pure and free of adulterations? With the increased popularity of essential oils, too many companies, big and small, are in the dark as to where their oils are coming from. Some even intentionally take advantage of farmers and distillers while cutting corners and padding profits. They advertise their products as 100% pure when they truly have no visibility into who is producing the oils or how it's being done. They did, however, wrap it in a pretty label and bought some Google ad space. It's easy for a consumer to get lost in this growing marketplace. Since 2008, doTERRA has sold more than 187 million bottles of essential oils to nearly 9.8 million customers worldwide. They trust doTERRA because we only source the very best essential oils in the world. Since many plants grown for essential oils thrive in developing countries, doTERRA is committed to making sure the lives of each farmer, harvester, and distiller are better because of our partnership. We call this co-impact sourcing. Positive impact for everyone along the entire supply chain and the purest essential oils for you. Our co-impact sourcing commitment is to 1, be directly involved at the source. Through this, we know the people and processes involved. 2, ensuring positive social impact, including job creation, fair labor conditions, and even community development projects. And 3, environmental stewardship and sustainability. You get the highest quality and most effective essential oils, along with the knowledge that your purchase protects growers and distillers from being cheated by middlemen and large corporations. When you purchase a doTERRA essential oil, you can be a conscious consumer and know you are getting oils that are not only traceable, but are proven and tested to work for you and those you care about. To learn more about co-impact sourcing and our sourcing guiding principles, and to hear the stories from farmers and distillers across the globe, visit sourcetoyou.com. doTERRA, pursue what's pure. Essential oils are everywhere. You see them for sale online.
All right, so that's an awesome video because it really shows how they do the right thing on both sides of the bottle, right? They test them and make sure that they're actually pure, which barely any other company does, the amount of testing doTERRA does, but they're also making sure that they work with the farmers and the people that are caring for our oils in our plants so that we're doing the right thing on both sides of the bottle. So I just love that video. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 3 different ways that you can use essential oils. The first way is aromatically, and that just means by smelling it in somehow. So you can smell it right from the bottle. You can just do that. You can put a few drops in your hand and rub your hands together and just kind of cup your nose and mouth and smell it that way. The way that when I use essential oils aromatically is usually for 3 different ways. When I'm trying to boost my mood. So if I am feeling depressed, unhappy, sad, wild orange or citrus oils are scientifically proven to uplift your mood and have a positive effect on your emotions. Everyone loves the smell of wild oranges. It smells so great. So I love to do wild orange for that. The other amazing oil you can use aromatically is an oil called Breathe. And this is our respiratory blend. And this one helps open up your airways. So it has a lot of menthol oils in it. So if I'm working with anybody that has asthma or any sort of respiratory problems, the first thing that we do is start with the Breathe oil. And you can rub it on your chest, or again, just inhale it and help have it help open your airways. You can also buy something called a diffuser, which you see in that little picture. And diffusers are sold everywhere. You can buy them anywhere. And you just put water and essential oils in it, and it helps disperse them into the air. So that's a really great way to use essential oils. The second way is going to be topically. And topically is really easy to remember because you're just putting the oil wherever the issue is on your body. So if you have head tension, then just put it on your head. If you have an upset stomach, rub it right on your stomach. If you have tennis elbow, then you're going to put it right on your elbow. Now, I do want to talk about safety with essential oils. If you are using these on babies, like younger kids, elderly, or anyone with sensitive skin, you want to dilute these oils because they are very strong and they might be a little too intense for those with sensitive skin. So anytime I'm using these on my daughters or my grandmother or anyone with that sensitive skin, you want to use something to dilute it, whether it's coconut oil, lotion, vitamin E oil, jojoba oil, something to where it's just going to lessen the intensity a little bit. Now, that being said, my 2 favorite oils to use topically, this is actually a lotion. They make this, it's called Deep Blue, and they have it in an oil form and a lotion form. And this is for all things pain and inflammation. So I personally love the lotion because it can cover larger areas on the skin and you get that heating and cooling effect. So I love it for my lower back problems. I have sometimes knee pain. If you have arthritis in your hands, carpal tunnel, I have sciatic nerve pain. I live by this Deep Blue. And I always like to combine it with copaiba. You may hear this called copaiba. This is actually from the copaiba trees in the rainforest of Brazil. And it's amazing for your nerve system. It's amazing for stress and anxiety and pain and inflammation. So I actually like to combine these 2 together and use them for anywhere that I'm feeling that discomfort. The third way that you can use essential oils, and this is just for doTERRA, is internal usage. Now, if you are already familiar with oils, you probably have heard that you cannot use essential oils internally. And that is 100% true with every other company because they do not have pure essential oils. They don't ensure, the company won't back the use of internal usage. And so if you have a bottle of essential oil from another company, say you have a bottle of lemon and the bottle says, do not take internally. That is a big red flag. If you have just a pure extract of lemon from the peel, there is no reason that you should not be able to take that internally. So that means that there is something that is not pure about that oil that it would harm you. And so doTERRA's, 10 million people have been using these internally for over 13 years now. And so they're not only safe to take internally, they're actually recommended by doTERRA's medical board. And so a couple ways you can do this is you can drop some right under your tongue. You can put some in a glass of water. You can put them in your smoothies while you're cooking. You can put them in a veggie capsule. A lot of people like to use the veggie capsules. And so this is where I'm going to introduce Digestem. This is the oil that started it all for me, that helped me with my stomach issues. This is our digestive blend. So I use this for anybody that has upset stomach, heartburn, acid reflux, if your babies are having colic, any sort of digestive problems, it's really great for that. And it's so fast acting. So I love to do 2 drops under my tongue when I'm feeling any of those digestive symptoms. The other essential oil that I love to use internally is lemon or any of the citrus oils. I put them in my water every day because they're so detoxifying, so cleansing, and they're really great to help boost your mood as well. So I'm just going to cover the last couple essential oils that are considered like our most popular and most used essential oils. And you can't teach an oil class without talking about frankincense. So frankincense, if anyone is familiar with the Bible, frankincense and myrrh, a lot of people call it the baby Jesus oil. It has been around for centuries and has always been known for its amazing health properties. So frankincense, we get ours from Somalia. That's where some of the trees of frankincense grow indigenously. But it has a lot of anti-aging properties. It's really great to help promote calm feelings, and it helps cells perform optimally. And so if you are anyone that has issues with unhealthy cells, I would research frankincense and the benefits of that to help regenerate some really healthy cells. That's the best way I can say it publicly here. So then we have a really popular oil called Adaptive. And this is the one that I have people use if they're dealing with any sort of stress, anxiety, if they're feeling anxious, nervous. And it's really great to help with focus and concentration. So I love to just smell it in, rub it around, put it in my hair, and it helps calm me down when I'm feeling really anxious. And it's probably one of my favorite smells in doTERRA. It smells really, really great. Then we have an oil called Balance. If you are into yoga, this oil is really great for you because it helps physically and emotionally balance you. So any yogis out there, Balance is one of the most popular ones to use in your yoga practice, but it also is great for balancing you physically if you have like vertigo or motion sickness. I love using Balance. The way I use it emotionally is if I'm feeling really overwhelmed, right? If I feel like I'm getting pulled in all these different directions, I will use Balance, and I'll put it on my wrist, my neck, smell it in, and it helps me just refocus and keep myself grounded. So I tell people, if you're new to oils and you may still be skeptical, right, of what they can do, I just want you to think about your top 3 health concerns. The 3 things in your life health-wise that if you could imagine your daily life without these concerns, like what would that do for you? Would it be worth trying these little essential oils to see if they can help you? They're not going to hurt you by any means. They only have positive effects, right? We have side benefits, not side effects. And so just imagine what that could look like for you. And wherever if you have a friend or a family that's promoting doTERRA and educating people on doTERRA, I want you to reach out to them and have them help you try these oils to see what they can do for your life, because they are changing lives every day, and it is worth it to try them and see what they can do for your health. So if you ever want to, try doTERRA, get it in your home, there's basically 3 different ways that you can do so. The first way is going to be retail, and that is the most expensive way. You should only pay retail in some sort of professional setting. And the reason that you don't want to buy retail is because doTERRA lets you get your own wholesale account. So basically you get 25% off for the whole year, and all you have to do is pay a little $35 fee, or it may slightly vary depending on what country that you're in. But it's a very small annual fee, and then you get 25% off of all their products for an entire year. And the third way and the best way to get started is with something called a discounted starter package. And these discounted starter packages are the cheapest way. They're priced below wholesale. It also waives that enrollment fee. So whatever country you're in, whatever that wholesale fee is we just talked about, it'll waive that fee. And usually it comes with the most free stuff. But doTERRA, let me backtrack. doTERRA makes these starter packages to help new people get started. So they usually come with a little package of our most popular oils and a diffuser, and to help you get started on your health journey. And these oils cover most of the health issues that you're going to run into on a daily basis in your home. So if you don't have a doTERRA person, if you want to get started with me, just know that I become your advocate. So what you can expect from me is we will hop on video chat and we will do a personal health consultation, and I'll go over anything that you purchase and show you how to use it. I will give you access to our community Facebook group. We have continuing education classes that are open to anyone around the world. We have tons of free resources to help you learn how to use these oils. So just know I'm here with you, and I will help be your guide to help you learn how to use these with your, for your health. So these are some examples of different starter packages. So you guys, again, we are from all over the world here. There are different options for every country, right? And they have ones that are very cost effective, up to some more larger starter kits that people that really need, an overhaul on their medicine cabinet, right? And so just know that this is how if you want to see what starter packages are in your country, go to my Instagram, which is dōTERRA Life. And if you go to my bio, you'll see that little link tree link. So just click on that and you'll see that little outside of the USA button. Click there and it'll give you step-by-step instructions. It'll show you all the starter packages for your country, and it'll show you how to order if you'd like to get started with any of those. And now, lastly, I just want to talk about my favorite thing, because for me, having have done doTERRA for so long now, I've noticed that there tends to be 3 types of people that join doTERRA. And so the first type of person is someone that just wants to live the wellness lifestyle. So if you just want to come in, be a customer, use these oils on yourself, your family, we have so many resources to support you, and you will truly feel like an essential oil expert. So just know if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're like, that's a lot of information, there's a lot to learn, that's what I'm here for. And that's why we use this line of business, so that you can work with an advocate and you're not just buying these off the shelf and are left to your own devices. We're here to help you live that wellness lifestyle. The second type of person is someone who maybe wants to share these. What happens when you fall in love with a product? You end up sharing it, right? You're like, oh my gosh, try this peppermint. Or you call your friend and say, you got to try this thing I use. So if you have been thinking of a few people that can already benefit from these oils, you're going to be what I call my sharers, right? And the cool thing about sharing is that if you share these oils on a consistent basis, doTERRA will reward you for that, and they'll pay you for that. So you don't even have to do the business, and you can make enough money to get your own oils paid for every month. That, my friends, is called free natural health care, and something that I just love about doTERRA. And then the third type of person that may be watching this is called if you want to build, meaning if you were listening to me talk today and you were like, you know what, I agree with everything. This sits with my soul. I want to help educate people like you do. I want to empower people to learn about these amazing life-changing oils. You can actually supplement or replace your income like I have. I was doing the business for about 3 years, and I retired my fiance. doTERRA has completely replaced both of our incomes, and I live a life of freedom and choice now. And I now have dedicated my life to 2 things: educating people and helping them with their health through these oils, and helping them financially. doTERRA wants to be known as the company to get the most people out of debt. And that's what it's done for me. It's done it for my friends, my family, and that is what I've dedicated my life to. So if this sits with you and you want to learn what it entails to do this business, or you want to just share these oils, reach out to me. I would love to just talk to you. There's never any pressure, and I'll just show you what it encompasses to share oils, because that's all I do is just share these amazing oils. And so that is actually it. And so I'm going to stop sharing, and I don't know if there was any questions in the chat or anything like that. Okay. Yeah, and that was it for my presentation. So I'm going to let the host come back in and take over here. And please feel free to get a hold of me if you have any questions on anything at all. But I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Elise, for being with us. I would just end the broadcast now. Thank you so much, everyone, for viewing.
Thank you.